Great, great, great. We're here again today on Wednesday, February 4th, 2015. And of course, it's our full moon card reading episode today, and we're joined by the lovely Sarah Hall. Hey, Sarah.
Hi, everybody.
It's always a pleasure to have you on here.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure to be here. I love you guys.
Definitely. So, yeah, if you could just go right into the meaning of reading cards, that would be great.
Yeah, so oracle cards are a wonderful way to connect with the divine and to receive divine guidance. They work by way of the law of attraction, and the law of attraction ensures that when you hold an intention or a question in your heart, that you will, by the law of attraction, if you're shuffling your cards, hold these ones up, just sort of pick the ones that you need. And the right message always will come to you. So a lot of people wonder about the difference between oracle cards and tarot cards, and I thought that I would just explain that really quickly and say that tarot cards are a specific kind of oracle cards, and that they have a very specific suit of different kinds of cards that you can get. So there is made up of a major arcana and the minor arcana. And the major arcana is made up of archetypal figures such as, for example, the Empress or the Priestess or the Devil card, or sometimes called the Ego card, the Sun, the Moon, etc. And what each of these cards represent is a dreamer going through a journey of life, or the wheel of life. So when that dreamer begins, you're at the first card, and this is the beginning, the dreamer. And then you go through all these different archetypes that represent consciousness, sort of awakening, and kind of going through the different archetypal experiences of a human lifespan until you get to the very end. These cards represent major life events when you pick them up in a tarot card. So when you get them, it'll be something big happening in your life with the person you're reading for, such as a birth, a death, a marriage, some big things. The minor arcana is made up of 4 different suits. It has, for example, the wands, the swords, the cups. Oftentimes they're represented by the elements as well. They really are supposed to represent the elements earth, fire, air, and water. And the minor arcana each go from a page, and then you get, kind of card number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, just like in playing cards. Then you get the knight, the queen, and the king in that suit. And the minor arcana deals with kind of the regular everyday life situations, and each one will deal with different things. So for example, the sword suit, which is also known as the air suit, will represent hardships, or also the mind and intellect, and can deal with when we have difficulties in our mind. The water suit, or cups, for example, is the emotions. Or coins, which is air, is abundance, earthly matters, money, things like that. So that's just a quick little overview of it. It's very specific. These are ancient symbols that have been around hundreds and hundreds of years, that read very, very traditionally, and they give you exacting detail. Now, the difference between regular oracle cards and the tarot cards is that in oracle cards you can kind of do whatever you want. So I'm working today, I've got 3 oracle card decks in front of me and 1 tarot deck in front of me. And the oracle deck, I'll just show you a couple from, this is the Magical Messages from the Fairies oracle card deck by Doreen Virtue, my teacher, who I love, and you get all sorts of things which are non-traditional, such as this one has dietary change written on it, for example. So they can have all sorts of different things, and you read them much the same in that you look at the picture, and the image and the words on the card will pop up in a certain way that tell you a unique story that gives you the answers or the guidance that you are looking for your path. So we're going to start off with just a nice little general reading that we can get for this next moon cycle. And I like to always mention, too, that at the full moon, this is such a wonderful time for releasing intentions or letting go of what no longer serves us. It's the harvesting time, so letting go, whereas the new moon is you're setting new intentions, giving birth to new conditions. So for this full moon, I'm going to pull a card from the Goddesses deck. In the Goddesses deck, we have the message of undying love. The next card that we have is the card Ask for What You Want from the Magical Messages from the Fairies deck. And the final card that I'm choosing is from the Archangel's Oracle card deck. Again, all of these are by Doreen Virtue. And the last one is You Know What to Do. So the first thing that's coming up right away in this is that if there's anything going on in the relationship area of people's lives right now, this is a message coming through that talks about a deepening and the most important close bonds that are going on in your life right now. It wants you to know that it feels like there's some big changes that are coming up in the scope of your relationship, but to remember that this is a relationship that is based on undying love, eternal love, and to remember that eternal love is your true form. You come from love, and you are a being of pure love. So this, as you live from that truth, of that awareness that you are love, that you are God, this helps to uplift and shift your life in wonderful, beautiful ways. The next card tells us to ask for what you want, and this is a card that's saying that first, in the relationship scheme of things, it's very important for you to come out and start communicating exactly what your needs and desires are. It feels like some of you who this message is for might be holding back just a little bit and, kind of being a people pleaser or wanting to just appease, your partner or your friend or whomever this, this relationship speaks to in your life. And they're saying that in order to have harmony on both sides of the relationship, it is best for you to speak your mind and really ask for exactly what you want, and to allow yourself to receive as well as to give, because many of you listening are definitely givers, it feels like. So give your partner or your friend or your mother or whoever it is that you're connecting with here the opportunity to give back to you, because it's joyful to give and it's good for you to learn receiving. And the last card is You Know What to Do. So this card says that you've already kind of thought out the solution to whatever's going on in your life right now that you're manifesting. You've already kind of figured it out in your mind, or you've been getting signs or guidance along the way of, okay, this is the change that I want to jump into. This is going to be the right new thing. And they want you to know that this is divinely guided. This is what you're supposed to do, and it is going to be good for you. So dive into that new change. It's going to be good for your own life as well as for your relationship as well. And this also speaks for those of you who are looking for a relationship, a romantic relationship in your life, saying that you can ask the universe for what you want as far as attracting a relationship, and you know what to do, and that you can put yourself out there, you can express yourself, and you can just start to make connections with this special, great, undying love is coming to you. So with that general message to start us off today, I will turn it over to the chat room and see what questions you guys have come up with for me today. CeeLo, I'm not sure if you guys, I can't hear any of your words right now. It might be muted for me. Sorry.
No,
it was him.
There we go.
That was definitely me.
Perfect.
Thank you for saying something. What I was going to say is, if you are getting a reading, if you would have a specific question in mind, and a specific name, if it is somebody that you want to find out more about, so that it will help out and benefit. So if you are in line for a reading, please have a question and send it to us as soon as you get it. Thank you very much. And see this say, what did Sarah say? Nothing?
I haven't got a response from Sarah, but we do have one with a question if we wanted to go with one's question.
Yeah, let's go with the question first.
Alright, so we have Rosanna, who would like let's see here. angels, please. And she said it's because she's in a struggle or a situation and she's stuck and doesn't know what to do. Plus her job and career life purpose, she's just dizzy about it.
Okay. So hello, Rosanna. It's so wonderful to be connecting with you today. I'm shuffling and pulling some cards for you. I'm working with the Archangels deck, and I'm also going to pull just one card extra from the Archangels Tarot deck as well, just to give us some extra detail. So as we connect in with the angels, I'm turning over these cards. The first message that they have for you has to do with your relationship with yourself. They're saying it's time for some changes and some reevaluation in your life. They're saying that it's time to treat yourself with much more compassion in your life. The compassion cards comes up first because they want you to know that this is the foundation of your relationship with yourself, and that as you approach new challenges in your life, as well as making changes moving forward in your career, it's important that you love yourself first. Because as you work on yourself and you create that foundation of beautiful love in your life, you are then able to really put yourself out there in the world with all of the confidence and beauty that you have in the service that you have to send to the world. So the next card that we get is the Healthy Lifestyle card. And this also is a message that has to do with your relationship with yourself, and that the angels are saying that as you shift your habits, diet, lifestyle to really reflect your highest integrity, your highest sense of what you know is right for yourself, you're going to start to manifest and see a lot of wonderful other changes happening on the outside of your life as well. So put you first. That's the first thing they want you to know, is put yourself number one. The next thing that they want you to know, too, is that it feels like you have some really, really wonderful messages to share with the world as far as maybe your career would go in terms of health and beauty. It feels like in these areas you could help other people with their confidence and with loving themselves and living their best life. They're showing me that you have a lot of inspirational personal qualities that you can really share out with the world. They're also showing me that you have an inner artist. They're showing me highly creative energy all around you, and they're showing me books, like writing books. So know that the things that you've dreamed of, my dear, are good for you. They are the things that you are being given a green light, the go light from heaven to go ahead and do in your life. The next card that we have from the Archangels deck is the Life Review card. And the Life Review card wants you to take inventory of the things that are going on to your life and to resolve to change or release anything that doesn't serve you anymore. So this is the full moon, and this is the perfect time for this message to come in for you, because your angels want you to know that any of those little things that feel like they're just draining, that they're not giving back to you in your life, it's time to just let those things go so that you can make room to manifest or welcome back in the new conditions that you are just so ready to reap in your life. The last thing that we have is the card that I pulled from the tarot deck, and this one is the Seven of Earth. And as I was explaining in the intro, the Earth deck, which is traditionally called the coins in tarot, is a suit that has to do with abundance, material wellness, or your relationship with the earth, which is things such as, you know, money and your home or your food, finances. And this card, what it wants you to know is that you've planted some really good seeds in your life so far. It feels like you already have a really strong, solid foundation as to what you know you need to do, and the dreams that you've already invested in as far as your career and, you know, kind of moving forward in your life are the ones that you should put all of your commitment into, because you know that you are good at these things. They say that even though there may be a temporary pause in action, or it might feel like there's a standstill, don't worry, because any worry that you're putting into this time is totally unnecessary. And again, you've planted the seeds well. Just spend this time where the action seems like it's on a little bit of a standstill, focusing on yourself, focusing on your health, and really uplifting every aspect of your life to reflect what it is you want to teach and give out into the world. And then all of a sudden you'll be attracting those new opportunities just automatically. So thank you so much for joining us today, Rosanna. It's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful to connect with you. And I believe Rosanna is joining us all the way from Spain today. So I just wanted to give you a shout out and thanks so much. joining us for the time zone difference. You're such a trooper, and I love you so much.
That's so cool.
That's awesome.
Right?
Yes.
That's great. It seems like people are starting to tune in from all over the world.
Yes.
That's awesome.
All right. Who is next?
Well, Sarah Jean did give us a topic.
Yes.
Quite a topic.
It's quite a topic. Yes, it is indeed.
So we had Sarah Jean, who wanted a read from the Goddess deck, and she's looking for guidance on her baby, that she's 13 weeks.
Whoa,
and she.
Oh, I love it. That's, oh my gosh, so exciting.
Yeah.
And the Goddess deck, what better deck to use for guidance about a pregnancy and a new baby coming in? Okay, so Sarah, as I tap into your energy, I'm tapping into the energy of your new baby, and just connecting in with the baby's energy. First of all, this baby is a fiery one. It feels like this child is going to be very, very passionate, very energetic, perhaps rebellious even at times, but your angels are saying, don't worry. These are all qualities that make this child an absolute joy and blessing to your life and to the world. They're showing that this child does have indigo child energy coming through really strong. So this is going to be a child with a lot of sensitivity, but a lot of passion also. And now I've turned over our cards here, and they took the words right out of my mouth because they've said divine passion. So again, this is a very fiery, passionate baby that's coming through. And they just want you to know that an indigo child is a person who has to be true to themselves no matter what. So they can come off as extremely rebellious to the outside world. So just you can learn a little bit more about indigo children as you prepare to welcome in this wonderful new baby, because you're going to see that personality showing itself right from the start. You're going to see it coming through in just this ball of passion and wonderment coming through. There's actually a series that I recommend. It's an audio series on indigo children, and it's by Charles Virtue. You can go to www.charlesvirtue.com and download. I think it's only like $40, which is really an incredible deal because it's a 4-hour-long, talk that you get with incredibly detailed, wonderfully precise information on indigo children, written by an indigo. Charles Virtue is quite the indigo child, so I suggest that highly. So the next part of the message actually more has to do with you, your pregnancy, and your relationship with this incredible time in your life. And the first card that we have in this is the card for the goddess Nematona, which represents sacred spaces. So the sacred spaces card is telling us that it's very important for you during this time to take time daily, and your angels are really underlining that word daily, for your own sacred space and time throughout the day. You're going to find, of course, that your body is going to be a little more fatigued easily than usual, and that call for rest is a wonderful time that you can use to go within mentally, emotionally, and spiritually and just check in with yourself. And they're saying that this baby responds incredibly well to meditation, and as this child is growing, as you meditate, he or she will be able to feel the vibration of your meditation as you meditate and hold some sort of a spiritual practice. It's very, very sensitive to that energy. I feel that this child is also incredibly sensitive to music and sound. So if you can meditate to sacred sounds, that would be really wonderful. And another thing that I will plug here as well, because I think this is just incredible, and I actually met a pregnant woman and it's the sound from the I Am Wishes Fulfilled meditation, written by James Twyman and Dr. Wayne Dyer, and sound that is translated all the way back from Hebrew times, when you could translate the letters in Hebrew to different tones in the scale. And the name of God, which is I Am, I am, the name that all of us call ourselves by, very divine tones, was this particular interval that is just incredible to meditate to. So I feel like this will have a really profound effect, very calming, wonderful effect as you move forward in this. And the last card, beautifully, that we have is the Cycles and Rhythm card by the goddess Maeve. And this just, oh, it's actually the fertility card. I held up a different one. Here we've got Cycles and Rhythm by Ostara and by Maeve, and then Fertility by Ostara. And these two go together so well because it wants that, of course, this is listening to your body very differently and uniquely than usual, because you're going through all sorts of very intense cycles and rhythms. So they're saying to honor your body and honor your feelings, number one, no matter what, throughout this time. And again, take the time to get into your sacred space, maybe even doing a little bit of journaling and communicating with the soul of your child, because they can hear you when you communicate with them on a spiritual level. And they also want you to know that this fertility card, what it represents is clearly, obviously, that there's a birth going on and, you know, this new life. But also what they say, that other meaning in it is that you have the Midas touch right now when it comes to new inspirations, new projects, or new creative pursuits. And it feels like creativity is going to play a really wonderful role in your child's life. So if you have artistic leanings, it feels like your inner artist needs to come out a lot during this pregnancy and during your child's early years, because this is going to be just so key in the wonderful development of your special, sensitive little indigo child spirit that's coming through. So thank you so much for your question, my dear, and I hope you, I wish you all the best, and my congratulations.
Oh, that was beautiful. I love how the fertility card actually came up for that one.
Yeah. Such a synchronicity, huh?
Awesome. Right, so we do have about about 5 more in line so far. So you got a little bit of a line brewing. We have Emily, who would like the goddess deck as well, and her question is just general, like a general read on jealousy and relationships and how she should feel right now.
Yes. Wow. So the relationships card that had come up earlier in the beginning of the reading, I feel like we're getting into a little bit of our theme today, which is wonderful. So the first thing that's coming as I'm even just shuffling and pulling the cards for you is that whole speak your mind and express yourself kind of message, because it's incredibly important for you to express what your boundaries are. And oh my God, I love it. I just pulled the cards and the boundary card is up. So the first card in the lineup we have here is White Tara, and this card is sensitivity. And I'll show you just real quick because I already told you. Ishtar, boundaries. Boundaries. And the last one is Arakura, the blossoming card. So what I'm getting from this deck so far is, first of all, they want you to know, your goddesses that are around you and your angels, that your sensitivity is something that's to be honored. If you're having emotional sensitivity in the context of a relationship, then you can't be burying your feelings, sweetheart. This is no time to just, you know, keep quiet and try to just accept things and be open-minded, quote unquote, to, you know, when other people are being insensitive to your emotional needs. You've got to speak up. That's the message that's coming through loud and clear, and just you know, honor who you are, honor your feelings, because your feelings will never lead you astray. Your feelings are your best friend, and your feelings and desires come straight from that eternal I am presence that is within you. This is God that's leading you, and you have a strong burning desire towards something. So if you're feeling like issues of jealousy or your needs not being met in the context of a relationship are coming up, then it is so important to speak up about these things and ask for what you want. Ask for the boundaries and the treatment that you want. So going in, that's taking us right into the boundaries card right here. And this is a card that is about self-love. It's telling us to love yourself enough to say no to others when they are, you know, treading unwelcome on some of your boundaries in the context of a relationship. And the angels want you to know that it's so key and important for you and the other person in the relationship to be on the same page as far as what those boundaries are, how the both of you communicate with them, and how you work with them. So please do speak up And it's for the good and love of the relationship, truly, to support the relationship by speaking your true feelings with self-love and self-compassion, because that is the start to any perfect relationship. Healthy relationship is that self-love, number one. The last card that we have is a really good card. It's the blossoming card, which wants you to know that you are blossoming as a human being right now. It feels like you've been going through quite the journey, maybe feels like over the past several years that has involved a lot of spiritual blossoming, and even now you're constantly blooming into your truth as a human being. So honoring yourself is incredibly important at this time, and it feels like this relationship has a lot of potential to blossom into something that is more satisfying and healthy and just joyous for both you and the other person involved as you speak your mind and you set these healthy boundaries based on compassion and love for everyone involved. So I'm sending you all of my love, and just keep calling on your angels and goddesses to help you with speaking your mind, because they're so great with being powerful and speaking up.
That was beautiful. I think that was a really good reading for her.
Yay.
For sure. Awesome. So, actually, next in line, I wanted to see if you would pull one from my aunt. She's really been struggling with just trying to connect with her own angels and angels on the other side lately. So, whatever deck you think would be good for a message like that would be awesome.
Yes, awesome. It's so funny. I just reached over and I was picked up the fairy deck for a second, and 4 cards just fell out. So that's a great example of the law of attraction at work.
And
when
it's funny.
Cards jump out of the deck at you, you know that it's one of the cards that you're meant to use. So I'm just going to start by turning these over, and I'm going to ask too if you could just give your aunt's first name, and then I can tap into her energy nice and close. What was it? One more time.
Stacy. Stacy with an E.
Oh,
That's
Stacy.
how she would say it.
Awesome. So I'm just checking in with her energy right now, and so first of all, the cards that we're getting are saying that she definitely has a lot of spiritual sensitivity. So she has the ability to connect with her angels and guides, loved ones on the other side as well. And the first card that comes up is again the card "Ask for What You Want." And that card signifying in this one is that it's time for you to hold the strong intention within yourself. I am going to connect with my guides, my angels, my loved ones in heaven, and I am going to receive signs. I would like to receive signs now, because God never gives you something that you don't want, aren't ready for, as far as, kind of seeing into spiritual things. The angels would never want to make you feel afraid, for example, so by exploding right in front of your face. But as you ask and just say, I'm ready to receive a sign, I'm ready to communicate with you and connect with you, then they really will. The other thing your angels have to say to you is that they are working with you in your sleep. It really feels like you have both your guardian angels as well as there's loved ones on the other side who have been connecting with you and communicating with you during your sleep time. So whether you bring those experiences back in the form of dreams that you remember or not, those experiences are happening, and the energy is being exchanged in a way that is very heart healing for you at this time. So the next card that we get in the fairies lineup is the Admit Your True Feelings to Yourself card. And this says that as you tap into your feelings more and get in touch with them and just really start learning how to say yes to your initial gut feelings and impressions that you get out of situations, people, and even just events around you, you're going to start to up that intuitive ability that you have inside of you really, really strongly, because it's all about trusting your feelings to be able to receive that guidance from God, the angels, and your loved ones. They say, again, you've got it, sweetheart, and you can just start by trusting, setting that intention, and listening to the feelings and little impressions that you get, because those are part of the answers to your prayers or to the questions that you're sending out into heaven. The next card is the Spiritual Teacher card, and this card assures that you have spiritual gifts. Again, it says that you've had a strong spiritual leaning, and that this is something that has come up in several different chapters of your life. It'll kind of spark up and bloom for a while, and you'll feel this wonderful inspiration or this calling, and then sometimes maybe it'll go a little bit quiet for some times, and then it blooms up again. And you always remember, gosh, there's this little, kind of invisible force that seems like it's leading me all the time in my life. And they want you to know that it is because you have a spiritual calling, and your life purpose involves having a direct connection, feeling that direct connection with God and the angels. And they want you to know that you are very, very highly connected, especially when you spend time in nature. So spend some more time out in nature too, which is why I have a feeling the fairies deck came up so strong, is because those are our nature angels. And that is one of the best places to open up your psychic sensitivity, is by connecting strongly, immersing yourself in nature's energy. The final card that we had 4 in this that jumped out of the deck for us, is the Walk Away card. And this is a card that tells us that it's time to step away from any situations that are toxic, or behaviors or patterns in your life that are toxic, because sometimes those things can get in the way of us being able to hear our inner truth and connect in with our guidance. So they're saying that, again, that we've got this wonderful full moon message that we've been getting as another theme that's been going about, which is feel free to say no to or get rid of the things that just no longer resonate for you in your life. And it feels like for you there may be a few little dietary or health-related changes that you've been thinking about in your mind. So those would be the things to start with, because our body, our physical health, is so integral to being able to receive that those divine impressions and just clearly, kind of feel them. So go ahead and make those healthy changes that you've been thinking about, and that will help this wonderful connection that you have as well. So enjoy that. Enjoy getting out in nature, connecting with animals, plants, etc., and just opening up those channels, and especially ask for it right before you go to sleep, because again, they work with you in your sleep. So best of luck to you.
That was so awesome. I think that's going to be perfect for her. And I think it's hilarious that the fairy deck jumped right at you, because I was thinking the fairy deck but wasn't sure if that would be good for her, and then it just popped up. So it needed to happen.
That's great. I love stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. That was awesome. So let's see here. We got at least 3 more in line. The next read, we'd actually like for you to do one for Nicholas Bryce. And it's just in a general, I think, like relationship or like a kind of partnership standpoint, whatever deck you think would be good for that.
Okay, the relationship question is coming up again. Yay! So I am pulling from the Goddesses deck here. I'm feeling really strong to go towards the Goddesses. And something that my teacher Doreen always says about this deck as she's shuffling, and it always comes to mind when I shuffle, she says, I love working with the Goddesses because they're like good, girlfriends. They tell it like it is. They're not going to lie to you. They're going to really tell you if there's someone in your life that's not, good for you or whatever. They're just going to cut right to the chase. And that's why I'm feeling such a strong pull to these cards. So, oh my goodness, I love this. So the first card that comes into us is the Bodies of Water card. And the Bodies of Water card is the goddess Sulis right here. And it's a message that says, first of all, it's time for you to honor your emotions and get in touch with your emotional side. Water is always a representation universally of water. Sometimes people say of the unconscious. So they say that there are deep-seated beliefs that you have within you that are affecting your emotional life right now. And they're saying to just start to explore them, because it feels like there may have been an experience in the past where you either witnessed a lot of hurt in another relationship, perhaps within the context of a family situation or even friends, or even experienced some hurt or betrayal yourself in the past. And they're saying that it's time to just reevaluate those things and kind of get rid of, and again, I love it, full moon, it's time to get rid of stuff. Get rid of any old beliefs that you have that have to do with, oh, love is just something that makes me feel hurt, or I feel afraid to put myself out there, or put my emotions out there fully because I'm afraid of being judged or hurt, or it's scary to be vulnerable, for example. But intimacy comes out of vulnerability. Being willing to be vulnerable is the source of true intimacy, and you deserve, sweetheart, to feel that deep intimacy and that deep connection with someone. So the message is to Really just explore your feelings, spend some inner contemplative time with yourself, and start to replace any old beliefs that may be centered around fear with regard to relationships with one centered around love. Using affirmations such as, I deserve love. I come from perfect love and I love myself, so I deserve to be in a loving relationship with the person who honors me and reflects that love the most in my life. The next card that we have, I love that this is coming back again, is the Boundaries card. Whoop, there we go into the camera. The Boundaries card, once again, they're saying that it looks like in the past, again, they're saying there's a lot of past clearing up that has to happen right now, because it feels like in the past there have been situations where it's been hard to turn people down or say no. So it's easier sometimes to either say yes when you don't really mean it, or say no in the nicest way possible, but not really get the message across that you kind of mean, no, I'm not interested. So they're saying to keep your boundaries right where they need to be and keep your standards high. You don't need to just be a doormat for whoever wants to walk across your threshold. Just say no and let go and wait, because you deserve true love. You really, really do. You deserve to have a relationship that matters with someone who is, again, going to be on your level and kind of meeting who you truly are and willing and capable to connect with you in a true, kind of deep love sense, that someone who will be safe for you to be vulnerable with. And the last card that I get, which I love too, is the Inner Goddess card by Aphrodite, no other than the love goddess, to come through at the end of this little reading. And this is a card that talks about awakening the inner goddess within you. And even for men, we all have divine masculine within us, and we all have divine feminine in with us. We both have 50-50 of these forces. And the divine feminine within you is that part that is incredibly inspired. It's the part that is passionate, that is expressive, that isn't afraid to access your deepest emotions and to express them all out, giving yourself permission to feel, giving yourself permission also to receive from a partner, to make yourself vulnerable and to allow yourself to just be loved and to be given to be taken care of and nurtured by somebody. That's the inner divine feminine within you that wants to awaken. And this card, when it comes up for men also, is a card that says, get ready to enjoy a beautiful experience of the divine feminine incarnate in the woman in your life. Or if you're waiting, to attract a new woman in your life, get ready to experience that divine feminine coming in the form of a beautiful, creative, this feels like a very assertive person as well, who you're meant to connect with, very strong-minded individual. So just get ready to enjoy a beautiful relationship and welcome that in by expressing and affirming that love and that deservingness of love first for yourself, my dear.
That was so perfect.
Yeah.
Yay!
Let's say, Nick, you definitely access your feminine, man.
Don't we all need to?
That's perfect.
Cool. Thank you for doing that for Nick. He definitely appreciates it.
For sure.
Yay!
I
Good.
love that Aphrodite straight came up for him
Yeah.
and that
I felt that. I was like, whoa.
Yay!
he just needs to wait it out. She'll come at the perfect time. Alright, so we have Ashley with the fairy goddess or the fairy deck, because I think that's the one she said first. And I think she's looking for general relationship guidance too, so we definitely have a theme for the night.
I love that. See, the angels never fail. We've got that.
February. Valentine's Day's coming up.
It is. No wonder. Our full moon reading for the month of February is all about love. Okay, so I'm pulling from the fairies deck right now, and I'm taking 2 from the fairies deck. Actually, I'm taking 3. Sometimes they'll just pop out. And I actually have next to me, I wasn't even planning on using these today, but I'm feeling that it's like they're lighting up next to me so strong. I'm using the Romance Angels cards as well, which are these right here, also by Doreen Virtue. They have specific relationship-oriented advice in them. So I'm going to kind of mirror the 3 fairy cards with a Romance Angels card to get deeper insight into each card, which is something that you guys can all do as you kind of learn doing your angel readings and oracle card readings for yourselves, that you can kind of be creative with the spread that you want to use. I sometimes will lay 3 cards out and 3 cards right below it, because the cards that are kind of, perpendicular right on top of one another will help to explain each other really, really well. So the first card that we have from the Fairies deck is the pregnancy card coming up. And this is a card that says that you are pregnant or with a new dream or idea, and that it's important in order to if you want to make changes or deepen your commitment in the context of relationship, or to find a commitment, that it's important for you to make the effort in order to do so. So this is a card that's also about really speaking up your mind and being very, very true to your feelings at this time. And the Make the Effort card, again, is from the Romance Angels deck. And these 2 cards together are saying, first of all, the pregnancy card wants you to know that you're highly sensitive emotionally at this time. So it's incredibly important, again, to honor your feelings and really, really make the gesture. They're saying great love is worth taking some risks and taking the steps that are necessary in order to formulate the situation or relationship that you want in your life. So you've got definitely some changes coming to you on the horizon. So just get ready for those things. The next thing that we have is also from the Fairies deck. We've got the Vegetarian card, and the card that I put right underneath it is the Pay Attention to Red Flags card. So this is a card that also has to do with your deep sensitivity. And it feels like whatever relationship you're in right now that this may be referring to is a relationship that is triggering a lot of little sensitive spots in you. It feels like one that it's really just, again, more important than ever to listen to exactly what your feelings are and speak up about them. Just explain who you are. And they're saying to just purify your life. Oftentimes when we get that Vegetarian card, it's, can be directly about dietary things. And they're saying for you, you certainly do have a lot of, little sensitivities that could be helped with physical purity as well. But physical dietary purity, I should say, but it's very important for you to really, really pay attention to the big triggers that are coming up for you right now with this new sensitivity that you have, and to listen to what they have to say, because as the angel said before in this whole session today, is that you have a responsibility almost to listen to the feelings that you have, because your feelings, again, come straight from God. Your feelings will never lead you wrong, will never lead you astray. So if they're giving you a really loud message, if you keep ignoring them, then they're just going to come out until they're screaming to try and get your attention. So listen to your feelings right away and cater to their needs as you go. The last card in the Fairies part of the deck is the Dietary Change card, as well as the Calling in Your Soulmate card. So again, this is a spread that has to do with lots of big changes that are coming for you. When we've got a card that is talking about dietary change, this is one that has to do with health. So they're saying it's really time to evaluate the dynamics of how healthy are the relationships in your life right now. What's going on that you could shift and change to become more healthy for you. Ask yourself these questions, even if they're hard questions to ask yourself. Do a little journaling about them and see what your deepest innermost self has to say about them, because it feels like there are some important changes that you can make that will help things manifest a much healthier, wonderful situation in your life. The final card that we get is the Calling in Your Soulmate card. And the Calling in Your Soulmate card, again, going with the Dietary Change, and this is from the Romance Angels, is saying that you have the ability to manifest the relationship of your dreams. So whether that means, sticking in the relationship that you're currently in, or even in manifesting a new one, you have the ability to shape this situation through your prayers, affirmations, visualizations, and know that this helps to bring you and your true love together very, very strongly. And just, again, as some of the messages that have come up for others today, that message of just really, really speak your mind. It's so important to be on the same page as your partner with regard to any important big feelings that have been coming up or changes that have been on your mind. So just work to evaluate and think where you can purify and balance anything going on in your life right now, and it is assured to help to uplift this situation to a nice, beautiful, healthy place for you in your life, my dear. So all of my love, and keep calling on your angels with this.
That was so awesome. I like how you told her that she could pretty much like build it and talk out a little bit more herself, because I've been telling her for a long time that she needs to speak out and cut some. She's got some pretty strong ropes she needs to cut, so that's really good.
Good, very, very good. I'm glad to hear it.
Yes. So right now I think we're down to at least one more. Samantha, who's usually here, she loves when you do readings for us. She's actually seeing her baby niece for the first time today, so we're gonna have her do a reading to connect with her, and she wants to watch it later. So
Great, Samantha, wonderful. So a general reading, or does she have a specific topic?
Amanda had a topic. Her topic was she's been wondering where she really comes from, and I think she's looking for some guidance or a message on a topic like that. So a little bit of a different read.
All right, great. So I'm going to pull a little bit from the tarot deck. I'm feeling strongly pulled towards this tarot deck right now. So Samantha, as we connected with your energy, I am just taking our three little spreads here, three card spread, and what I get first off is that there's a strong elemental background that your soul has. That your soul has a very strong elemental background, which means that your soul has incarnated in the past with a lot of earth elemental spiritual energy. So these are spirits that are honored in cultures that are all around the world. They're known by many different names, such as fairies or elves or other creatures of that sort. And these are spirits that do live as one with nature, and they're showing you that you've had lifetimes within the elemental realm for a long time. So that means that your life purpose has a strong resonance with the earth, and perhaps with even caring about or taking care of the earth is just a little part of what you are here, to kind of help manifest and do the message that you're spreading in this world. So they're showing me that you are a fairy, and they're showing me that also you've got on the other side of your, your spiritual heritage, so to speak, is this priestess sorceress side that's in there. They're showing me that you have a lot of past incarnations in a realm that's often known as the wise ones, and these are people who have incarnated through several lifetimes throughout time that involve being a priestess, a sorceress, or a shaman, or something of that nature. And they're saying that you have just an incredible amount of old wisdom, and untapped, kind of spiritual knowledge that's, if you just jump right back into it, you always find it's like riding a bicycle. You start meditating or practicing some form of spirituality, and you find, oh my gosh, it's a little bit second nature to me. This is because your soul comes from this realm as well. So I love the little spread of cards that we have for you today. We have the Six of Earth from the Minor Arcana, followed by the Balance card from the Major Arcana, followed by the Releasement card from the Major Arcana. And what these have is that the message in this is that you have a lot of karmic balancing that's going to be coming up really, really big for you on your spiritual path as a major theme or chapter in your life, because they're saying that it's important for you to heal or release any old fears that may be associated with past lifetimes that you've had in this wise one realm, where you've incarnated as a teacher or healer, priestess of some sort, and were persecuted for your gifts or for your beliefs. It feels like it's really time to iron out and release any of those old fears, because we've got the sign of balance, the balance scales, and these two cards, both the first two cards. First, we've got this little scale with the two coins that are balancing themselves out, and then we also have the balance card here with Archangel Zadkiel, and that message just wants you to know that you're balancing this karma out. So working with past lives is going to be really, really helpful in helping to release or bring out some of these wonderful gifts. So as we get to the last card, which is Releasement, this has to do again with releasing old karma, but also unleashing these incredible spiritual gifts that you have that are starting to wake up, but a lot of them are still just sleeping right in your power center. So I feel them opening up, and that you have a story to share with the world about healing, and they're saying that you are a natural-born healer as well. So they're pointing to your heart, and they're saying healer by way of compassion and the heart. And your aura, by the way, is also glowing with emerald colors, which you often get from healers as well, and also those that are connected to the elemental realm. So for you too, just like with Stacy, connecting in with nature is one of your best ways to be able to connect with the divine and start to unleash some of the power that is within you. So thank you so much for that question. I love those kind. They're always so exciting, I think.
Beautiful. So we have one last reading for you, Sarah. This is from Georgia, and she said that she just wants a general reading.
From whatever deck you choose.
Awesome. Hello, Georgia. So wonderful to connect with you. I am pulling from our Archangels Oracle card deck. I felt drawn over to them. And I'm just going to pull 3 cards for general messages for you today. And let's see what we've got. Okay. So the first card that we have is Archangel Metatron's Prioritize card. And what Archangel Metatron wants you to know is that as you focus on your highest priorities first, you're going to start noticing that you get a lot more done and that you start to make a lot more traction on your path going forward. So it feels like things may have felt a little too busy, or like they're at a standstill, or like your time is being pulled off to things that you don't really value doing very much. And they're saying that just take a little life review or evaluation, again, perfect for the full moon. We can release things. And think of anything that, whether they be errands or responsibilities or even stuff that doesn't serve you anymore, that's just kind of getting in the way, and give yourself permission to just get rid of things that are pulling on your time, and focus more on these priorities, or at least make time every single day for the highest priorities in your life, which there's a lot of spiritual growth that has a role to play in the highest priorities in your life. The second card, they're saying you'll be able to get your life in order as you focus on nurturing yourself even more in your life. It feels like there's been a little bit too much stress. It feels like this stress would be coming maybe from the workplace. It feels like there's a lot of just stagnant or stuck energy, and they're saying that the more that you get that energy in motion, it will start to heal itself. So I'm getting images or signs of moving your body either through dance or yoga or just something that will help you free and release yourself and get back to the roots of who you are. Dance is coming out really strong, and anything that would be involved with, ecstatic dance, for example, or, these spiritual, there's all sorts of different spiritual dance, church sorts of things that are in, I know, the local Detroit area or in Ann Arbor area, just for those of you who are listening who are local in Michigan. But I'm feeling just a really strong calling for you that would be to dance, because you've got some energy to shake off of you right now that you can really empower yourself with this. The next card that I have is the Clairaudience card. And the Clairaudience card says to you that you've been receiving a lot of divine guidance lately. And they're saying that you strongly connect with the divine through your connection with music. And again, I feel like this is a card that goes in tandem with that message about getting into dance, because it feels like you're real sensitive to sound and music right now. So honor both your quiet time and the time that you get to spend in joyful movement, listening to music, letting your spirit be moved, letting the inner youthfulness come out and just glow and explode. It's time for your inner child to come out and play, for you to laugh, and for you to enjoy yourself, because that is just so step number one in helping to manifest and bring about some of the beautiful changes that you are creating for your life every step of the way. And I actually ended up pulling, there are two bonus cards that came out of this one. I've got the chakra clearing card, and I put it right underneath the claircognizance card. And the angels want you to know that you've got 2 clair cards in one reading, first of all, clairaudience and claircognizance, that have both come up. And what that means is that you're highly intuitive. You've got psychic abilities, and these abilities are on a roll right now. They're developing and they're growing within you. And the more that you practice chakra clearing or clearing your life, the more those psychic or intuitive abilities will come out and be able to really, really shine. And they want you to know that this claircognizant side, it feels like, is really strong in you. Claircognizants are people that receive divine messages through blocks or energies of thought that just feel like they're kind of downloaded into the mind. These are often people that are very intellectually driven and maybe very philosophically minded, love learning and that sort of thing. So it feels like you've got a lot of that. So if you've been trying to discover ways of connecting or communicating with your guidance, know that it comes to you through repeated automatic little blocks of thought. So writing is a really good way to help to channel that claircognizance. And again, remember that, you know, with this chakra clearing, I really do feel that the dance and the moving of the body is going to be one of the best ways to clear those out, as well as, of course, through meditation. But you sit still too much during the day, so just move. And you'll start to see some really beautiful shifts coming around in your life. So I'm excited for you. And I guess, is that our last reading today? Did we have any others? I think we still have just a couple minutes left.
There was Rosanna kept trying to get another reading, but she was the first one. We didn't have anybody in line, but if you wanted to, I guess, do it again for her.
I think she changed. She's worrying now more about connecting with her angels and if she's in the right area. So if you did have time for that one, that would be awesome.
Connecting in with her angels. Sure, we'll do a real quick one because we've got, it looks like just about 2-3 minutes left. So I'm just going to pull a card from the Archangels deck for messages about connecting with your angels. And the first thing that comes up, even before I look at this card, is one that says your angels are already with you so strongly, and they give you the message to spread your wings. This means that you already have all of the ability to connect with your angels, just resonating inside you already, and they want you to know that you have the ability to open up your abilities to communicate with them easily by simply getting quiet, especially again for you in nature. This will be really good, and just breathing very deeply and listening. It does feel like you are in the right location right now in your life. If this is a question that is about, for example, moving, and I'm going to pull a card from the Fairies deck for this, because the fairies are really good with location stuff, and they want you to know that this is a time in your life where you are, again, we've got the pregnancy card just keeps coming up, and I pull from all sorts of parts of the deck. I never pick from the top. I always shuffle it really well, and then I pick from wherever. So this is a theme, such a theme. And they're saying that this pregnancy card means that, again, it's like you're at this period in your life where things feel like they're maybe at a little bit of a standstill, but the reason for that, again, is because there are things that are growing inside you, new dreams and ideas and abilities that are just budding and growing inside you. So it feels like where you are at the present moment is just fine, and that it's time to just really focus on yourself. We do next from the fairies get the message, the Walk Away card. So this, again, is a really good card that represents leaving any situations that may be pressing against your peace of mind, not feeling so good. It's such a grateful mood message. Think about, and particularly for you, it feels like there might be a relationship, so where there might be a few elements that might have either a negativity or just something that needs to be spoken up about. So go ahead and speak your mind, and don't be afraid to step away from any situations or other persons who are not helpful in supporting who you truly are on your path right now. And the last that I get here is the Winter card, saying that your location right now is a very good place to be during the winter time. It feels like this is, again, a time where you are really, gestating with a lot of new plans that are being revised or thought of, a lot of new beginnings, and just taking some time to, again, focus on yourself during this time and have that inner deep self-reflection is really great for the winter in general, but particularly for you in this time and in your present place in life. And you'll know exactly what to do when it's time to make a move or to take a change in your life. And they really are saying that you'll find that change as you make any changes with regard to relationships that are around you. It feels like that's a big step forward. So thanks for the additional question. I'm glad we had time to get to that. And I think that takes us right to the end of our full moon.
Yeah.
Definitely. You did beautiful right up to the very end.
Yeah. Thank you, Sarah. Yeah, it's always an honor and a pleasure to have you, and hopefully we'll have you on again really soon.
Yes, I hope so. Thank you so much, guys, and happy full moon to everybody.
Full moon.
Happy full moon.
Yay.
And if anybody's still watching, they can watch tomorrow night too.
Yeah. Yeah. So tomorrow we will have visionary artist Ricky Shade. That will also be at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And yeah. So thank you again, Sarah. You are wonderful. And as always, we appreciate your presence.
I love and appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for having me, and this is such a special tradition that you've started, so thank you so much.
Ooh,
Thank you.
thank you. So everybody have a good night and
Charge your crystals. Good night, everybody.
charge your crystals.
Bye.
Bye.